bring snacks.
Now, none of the guest has left. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Lotus Snacks Anime Chat Podcast. Your usual suspects, the student council, are in the building. Myself, Noah, and Gabby are here. Y'all ready to talk about anime once again?
Let's
Yep.
do it.
All right, let's get into it. So, number one on the docket, Noah. What do we
I'm
need to
always
know
ready to
about
talk
this
about
week?
some anime. All right. Anime news. Let's see what we got. So, this week we have some informative news
Okay.
and we have some oh my goodness, I'm trying to make my notes larger here. And we
Yeah.
have some exciting news, but y'all hear it. So first, Demon Slayer is releasing 3 movies in theater, right?
Right.
Apparently,
The Infinity Castle arc, right?
hmm not just the Infinity, because the Infinity Castle arc isn't the length of 3 movies, so it's going to be the Infinity Castle arc first, and
Okay.
then we've calculated that the remainder of the series will probably be in the movies, unless the Sunrise Countdown arc is left out, in which case it would, I guess, be a final season. But
Hmm.
Demon Slayer probably won't have another season.
Just
It'll
theatrical
probably
Really?
just
releases.
be 3 more movies. It depends on how long they're going to be, but
3 more movies after these 3?
3 more movies. No, just
Three
these
more
3.
movies in
Just these
general.
3, and then that's the end.
Just
Okay.
these 3. And that's Demon Slayer. You got 4 movies to watch. Or 3 movies. Yeah,
I
4
don't.
movies to watch.
I don't like
I
that.
don't like
It
it
is
either.
absolutely the
That
worst anime release of any anime ever.
that sucks because Demon Slayer is so good, and then we get gypped.
Yeah.
That's
We
what anime
never
movies
get
are
to.
doing.
It's gonna take us
They're
forever
just
just to see these
gypping
3 movies.
series.
Anime movies are whatever. This is bonkers. We just never get to see the
Yeah.
series in the way that we get to see any other series. And that's when I get upset about this type of stuff, because this type of stuff is like, especially if you're a fan, which I'm not a huge fan of Demon Slayer. I like the production. I read the manga, I got bored and dropped it on the Tengen arc. When I
Mhm.
watched the Tengen arc, it was, well, the fight was beautiful,
Yeah.
but reading the manga, I kind of got bored. But like, I'm still a fan of the series, and I think that this sucks as a fan, because it's like, when I see stuff like this is how I feel as a Kingdom fan. I'm like, why can't I get what everybody else get?
Mhm.
Like, we're popular, we sell a lot. Why can't I just get what everybody else get? And that's how I feel for Demon Slayer fans right now, because I'm like, I know they're happy it's a movie, but
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, why would you not just want 24 episodes? I don't know. To me, I'm
Yeah.
always just would rather that first season experience again.
I
Exactly.
feel you.
That's kind of what I was feeling. Like, why it doesn't feel like an anime series. I'm fine with anime movies, but don't have the movies be part of the series.
Yeah, don't start off as a series and then trickle off into
And
the
at
movies.
movies,
Yeah,
I'd
like don't.
rather go back to having where movies just aren't canon.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have random movies. Like, there are like 7 or 8 Inuyasha movies. There's a million One Piece movies. Do they have anything to do with the show? Absolutely not.
Nope.
I
Just making
love
money
that.
for the studio.
I
Yep.
love it. But
But
I don't feel gypped. I feel gypped.
yeah, no, that's true. But it's just like, they're kind of like under the curse of like, your series is too popular. And Naruto fell victim to that curse. It fell
Yeah.
victim to that curse with filler, because they wanted to keep making money off the most popular
Mm.
anime title. And then it, regardless of how good portrays the story, and then it got an immediate sequel, you know what I mean, where the anime had no way to keep up with the manga, so they again dropped a bunch of filler,
Mhm.
and then that was the curse of it. Demon Slayer got a different type of curse, which is its first 24 episodes was just like soul leveling level popular, and even more so times 3. So they then made a bajillion dollars in the movie off that Mugen Train movie, and
Yeah.
now it's like they're
Mhm.
trying to get even half of that, which
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're getting because they're going to keep doing this.
Yep.
So,
Sucks, but yeah, very true.
yeah. So we'll see. I mean, if they don't make a lot of money, then I'm sure one of the movies will be redacted
I
into
don't
a.
I don't mind making a movie canon, but like don't take like I said like it was a series and then you turn them to just movies. Don't do that. I don't mind.
That's just it's just
Canon, that's
weird,
fine.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then trying to finish it off in movie style, no, no.
My buddy was trying to rationalize it. I'm like, bruh, there's no way you rationalize a series that doesn't even have 40 episodes having 4 movies out already.
Yeah, that's
4 movies.
ridiculous.
Like at least they turned, which shows you that they know it's just the cash pool because they turned the Mugen Train into episodes.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
it's like they want you to be able to watch it, not as which I'm assuming they're gonna do with this too. But it's like I don't know. You could argue like you could just wait a year, and if it's gonna come out as episodes, just watch it all. But I'm like, still, that
yeah,
just sucks because I just gotta miss the whole hype because they suck at releasing it. You know what I
hmm
Yeah.
mean?
yeah.
Or they're releasing, they're doing whatever they're doing, what they want to do. So, anyways, that stinks, but hopefully we get more episodes. That's all I can say.
hmm
Because that's when I think Demon Slayer truly eats.
Mhm.
They're gonna start getting less and less popular. Like, I don't know. I feel like they're not like I feel like movies aren't gonna do the same level of popularity as even the 8 episode series did. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel
No,
like it's
because that's
gonna
a commitment. That's planning, getting up, getting your schedule together, going out, paying to go see it. Where you otherwise you'll be at home watching on Crunchyroll or something like that that you're already subscribed to. So yeah,
yeah.
they'll definitely put a dent into it for real. A lot of people will go
I
and see
think
it for sure, but it'll put a dip in their numbers.
these short seasons has already put like you can feel it like the subtle drop in popularity of Demon Slayer.
hmm
I mean, I partially also think because like I said, I don't think the story is that great at this point outside the action. So,
The
but
story is very
besides
basic.
that, yeah, you feel the popularity starting to dip a little bit.
It really is.
Um, but anyways, moving on. Moonrise has had some issues. The director of Moonrise Anime has pleaded to Netflix. And remember, I said this before. I've said this many times. I don't want these series going to these other streaming platforms until they're promoting them properly. Have I not said
Yes,
this?
yes.
Yes,
And
you have
now
multiple times.
we've got a director here who is literally pleading with Netflix, please do your best to promote it. I can't do it alone. That's a quote by the
Mm.
director,
Aww.
Ryoma Kawamura, the producer of Witch Studios' anime series Moonrise, which is distributed on Netflix. He has publicly requested Netflix to increase promotion for the show. He posted on X, formerly Twitter, expressing his concern that the series is buried deep and urged Netflix to do more highlight it as he feels he can't promote it effectively on his own. And I agree. It's like these are like 2 million. I'll pick up a series like Moonrise, right?
hmm
That for Netflix, that's nothing. We'll drop 2-3 million on an anime real quick because we want to bring more anime watchers to our
hmm
stuff, right? We don't need to promote it because we've got Stranger Things or whatever else dropping. That's huge. So they're just gonna grab it to just get a little bit more influx of people watching. But then
Yep.
that hurts the show because the show's like, if you were to come to Crunchyroll, which 2 million is a huge deal, this would be one of the most popular on
Right.
Crunchyroll, and we'd get, you know what I mean, a huge amount of money back because everyone's paying attention to it.
Mhm.
Future seasons would do better. So I completely agree with this, and that's upsetting to
Yeah, I
hear
feel them. Yeah,
because
it is.
I've been saying this. I'm like, Hulu picking up stuff is a curse. Disney
Yep. Disney
Plus,
Plus, but yep, has been taking it as well,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And now we're
Mhm.
hearing it from the Netflix side of things now.
Amazon is another one. Netflix, they've been doing a little bit better, but like clearly not because of this. And that's the reason I hate Netflix. I said this from
The
the
stuff I
beginning. The
was trying
only
to
reason I
Yeah.
got
some of the spring stuff I was
uh
trying to watch this week, you know how frustrating it was going between Crunchyroll, going back to Netflix, going to Amazon and trying to pick up everything to watch, whatever, like where it could, like you
Yes,
said,
that
be
was
on Crunchyroll. And
absolutely terrible.
it's a pain. It is a pain
yeah,
having to go through all these places just to watch,
it's the
stuff
curse
that's
of
coming out.
anime getting more popular.
Mhm.
True.
Gotta have a
So
million different things to be able to watch everything.
you really
Yeah.
do.
Mhm.
And that's why it's like I don't know. We got a little homie connect where we all locked into each other's stuff. I got my mom's Amazon. I got a
Mhm.
Crunchyroll where a whole bunch of my homies is on.
Salute.
I
Yep.
got what? I got Netflix where some people in my house is on. I got Hulu from my housemate. I got HBO from my housemate. So we got a little, you know what I'm
Got
saying?
Plex floating around there.
We got Plex for when we need to
Mhm.
Yep.
binge some stuff.
Mhm.
Yep. So that is a pain in the butt. But I think it's fine because the experience is obviously good because the thing about these modern platforms is their UI is really good. Crunchyroll's UI is poop, as well as any other
Yeah.
anime streaming platform. It's all poop. Netflix is so nice to scroll through. It looks pretty. It
It
displays a
is.
trailer as soon as you scroll on
I
it.
mean, now that I'm
So
using
it's
Crunchyroll a lot more, I can agree with the interface thing. Now I get what everybody's talking about. Like it's a pain
yeah,
sometimes
we've been
moving
complaining
around and all
about
that
this for
stuff.
like a decade. I'm
I
like,
know,
who the,
yeah.
you could
But now, but now,
hire
but now I'm in on the frustration, so I get it.
Yep.
yes. I'm like, you could hire some
Yep.
16-year-old and pay them crap. That's
And they would do a much better job than whatever the heck you got now.
I'm so serious.
Yeah,
Like people like my
It's true.
brother, that's what they would do, and you could pay them not crazy, and they would be hyped to be working on an anime studio's website, and they would make
yeah.
it so much better. I'm like, I don't get the categories. It'll be like fantasy, Demon Slayer, Naruto, Isekai, Demon Slayer, action, Demon Slayer, thriller, Demon Slayer. I'm like, bro, what's the categories? So that definitely needs to be fixed, and hopefully they'll start promoting them more because I'm fine with them picking them up, but like I said, right now the
They
only
need to be
people,
promoted more. Yeah,
Yeah, they do.
yeah, the only ones I'm okay with is Netflix because now people are getting used to Netflix having anime on it.
Mhm.
So it's like every season they're having one. But I'm still a little wishy-washy because I'm seeing this. I thought
hmm
I
Yeah.
was okay. I told you that's why I got Netflix, but I'm seeing this and I'm like, damn, Netflix, y'all really suck. Hulu, stick it. Amazon, when you go on Amazon, they don't even have like a newly dropped like section.
nope.
So
And
it's like
it is
any
frustrating maneuvering around Amazon.
I'm like, y'all,
Yep.
y'all own the internet. How do y'all not fix this, bro? Feels like I'm about to buy some cat litter when I'm on Amazon Prime Video. And so
Might as
you
well
gotta
do something
type in the
else.
whole name.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's a pain.
That's
yeah.
so annoying.
Amazon's definitely the worst one.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
Even
sure.
though I love Amazon for like their shows and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah. But maneuvering around that video rental thing is frustrating,
Yeah, it
especially if you're
looks
looking for
very
something
weird.
specific. Yeah, the animes are not on the
So
homepage like that.
Nope.
next we have big announcement.
Okay.
Um JoJo's Steel
Mm.
Ball Run arc has been announced.
I know a lot of people are happy about this. I still gotta watch
This
Stone Ocean.
is
I still gotta watch the
you
show.
talking about Stone
We
Ocean?
know.
This first of all,
We know.
JoJo diehards would kill me, but this is effectively a reboot. So this has nothing to do. I mean, obviously, watch Stone Ocean. That's one of my favorite arcs. But
Mhm.
I'm just saying, just in general, this is, and I wouldn't advise anyone to skip. But this is effectively a reboot of the JoJo franchise and universe. So
Ah, okay.
it's not connected to
It's not a
any of the
continuation
previous
of what's
stories.
been
No,
going on. Okay.
no.
Okay, that's good to know.
So
So something brand new.
and I took some notes here, and I don't know. Have y'all seen the cover art?
Hmm
I have not.
I have.
Okay, so this part right here is regarded as in every manga scenario, group, website,
Mhm.
anywhere I've been. You always hear Vagabond, Kingdom, Berserk as some of the uh, first century boys as
Mhm.
some of the best manga ever written. And this arc specifically comes up in that conversation always. Anytime you're
Okay.
talking about some of the best of manga arcs or anything like that. So the JoJo fans are already really hyped. We already know JoJo's is really good. All three of us are well, you're not. I forgot. You'll become one. But
He said. He said.
Lo and
Yes,
I,
you will.
Lo and I are huge JoJo fans. And we know how good the story genuinely is. That being said, every JoJo's fan I know says this is better than everything they've dropped so far.
Okay.
So that's how it's
Okay.
regarded. hmm And I took
Interesting.
down a little note for y'all so y'all can
Nice that there's a consensus.
yeah, it's pretty consistent too.
That don't happen in anime communities a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, manga communities definitely are a little more constructive. Steel Ball Run represented a big change in the way that JoJo was written and structured. For parts 1 through 6, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was a weekly manga, while part 7 started a weekly and it eventually started weekly and eventually switched to monthly releases. It was also moved from Weekly Shonen Jump to Ultra Jump, where it was reclassified as a seinen
Okay.
series as opposed to shonen aimed at somewhat older audience. This meant that Steel Ball Run could hold on. I can't read because this is so tiny. My loss, I'm sorry. Whereas reclassified as seinen series as opposed to shonen, aimed at a somewhat older audience. This meant that Steel Ball Run could be a bit darker and more mature. Some of the previous installments. Additionally, Steel Ball Run marked the start of a continuity reboot for JoJo, returning to the 1800s.
Okay.
Hmm.
So that gives you guys a little bit of an
Yeah.
understanding of Gabby. I don't know if you know, but each arc of JoJo's goes by a generation. So
I
each
remember you
arc is
explaining
like,
that to me, yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. Sometimes it's like 5 years in the future. Sometimes it's like 30.
Hmm.
Um. So that's coming out, and I'm honestly really excited. I've read a little bit of the manga a few years ago, but I think I stopped actually to start Kingdom. So
Hearing
I'm
that it's a
definitely.
continuity reboot has me excited for it, honestly. So I'm
Mhm.
really excited to see the twists and turns they make with it. So how
Yeah.
they switch it up. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. And the writer wrote a lot. I forget his name.
Jeez.
Um this has around the same chapters as One Piece. I think One Piece just passed JoJo's in chapters. It was ahead for a
Ah.
long time. They
Okay.
have a lot of because he rebooted booted and started writing again, you know what I mean, when he already had
A bunch.
7
Yeah.
parts. Yeah. So um yeah, that's exciting, JoJo's fans.
All right.
Yay.
Let's go, JoJo.
Mhm. Next we have the highest rate of anime of 2025 via my anime list for the winter season.
Hmm.
Do y'all want to guess any? See if y'all can guess the top three.
Solo 11 is one of them.
Okay, that's one of them. Yeah,
Winter season, winter season, winter season.
at the last season. Now, don't bring nothing up. Just see if you can guess. Out of everything, things that are high rated with really good stories.
Apothecary Diaries?
Okay, that's another one.
Okay.
I had to put down the right finger so I'm not flipping y'all off.
I was like, hold on a minute.
That was a little hard to put down. The... And the last one, I'll give y'all a hint. I've been yapping about this being underrated all year.
Oh, Orb.
Or
That's exactly what I was thinking. Hold on,
Yeah.
is it Orb?
Orb is number 3. Those
Okay.
are that was
Ah,
so Solo Leveling, Apothecary Diaries, Orb, ReZero's number
we got
4,
it.
Shangri La number 5, Doctor
Mhm.
Stone number 6, Blue Box number 7, and 100 Girlfriends number 8.
Okay.
That's the
Okay.
top 8 highest rated, which I didn't have the ratings, but I think Solo Leveling's at 8.3 on my anime list
Not
for the
surprised.
2025
That's
season.
a good list.
It actually is. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
a
really
good
good
list.
list.
My anime
Yeah.
list is very biased, but I thought it was fun to see. So,
Is it biased
um,
if they're right?
yeah. Next we have, hold on, a sip of water. Have y'all heard about Corey Kenshin's manga?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know he was doing something with it, but I really haven't heard or gone looking for any updates on it. But I
Mm-hmm.
know that Corey was doing stuff. I love him. He's
Yes.
fantastic.
New to me.
So he left. Corey Kenshin's a popular anime YouTuber for a long time, one of the
Hmm.
OGs, and he's a legend. All the YouTube watchers out there know him. He
Hmm.
left and was gone for a while, just on hiatus.
Yeah.
Nobody had any idea, and like 3 or 4 months ago, he came back, and everybody's like, "Whoa, Corey Kenshin was back!" But he announced his manga that he was on hiatus creating a manga this entire time.
Okay.
So
And
cool.
basically, I sent you some art, but y'all probably see right here. I sent you
Okay.
some art, and the manga is called "The Monsters We Make," and it broke 200K sales
I've
in
seen things about this online, but I didn't know. I
Yup.
didn't like recognize the dude
like
or
the
anything
first
like that.
quarter.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was somebody did the math on how much he sells it per and how much 200K, you know what I mean, multiplied by the amount per book, and it was
Hmm.
like $3 million gross income on production, and that was a few months ago. because that was reported for like the first few weeks
Hmm.
of sales. So who knows how much he's banking in, and people
Awesome.
are upset about it.
Why are they upset?
So uh people on Twitter, these tiny little anime PFP having, I got an anime PFP, but I'm cool, so it don't matter.
But I'm cool,
Racist,
so it don't.
racist. I don't even mean like cool, like swag. I mean like cool, like
Oh,
I'm
I
not a
know.
racist. So
Yeah.
like these crazy Japanese racists and other crazies online that see this getting really popular now and
Mhm.
gets him making a lot of money, and they just want to talk about it because they're saying he's appropriating culture by calling it a manga and not a comic. And Corey Kenshin is just, I don't know. To me, it just doesn't matter because it is clearly in the art style of manga. Manga translates to comic, I'm pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken, that word
Hmm.
I
means
believe
comic.
so, yeah.
And yeah, Corey Kenshin has expressed like his how anime has moved him before, how like
Yeah.
how characters, how he was super excited because when he had first seen Killer Bee, he saw a character that looked like himself in anime and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And it's just been a big influence to him. So
I'm
making
pretty
it
sure.
in
I'm
that
pretty sure.
style now,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he handled it with care too. Hearing that about him, I'm
yeah,
pretty sure he has the respect and all that kind of stuff, and did it in a way that wouldn't offend the Japanese people, most likely. You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
So
No,
yeah.
no, because no studio's gonna, no major artist would care. The only people who would
No,
care is some tiny little neck beard racist Japanese dude or somebody who wants to find something to be upset about online.
Hmm.
it's true.
And I'm about to buy me a volume now just because people are mad. I wasn't even interested. I mean, I was, but not
Right.
really. But I'm about to buy a volume now because people are mad. I told people when they was mad about Assassin's Creed, I was gonna buy 2 copies just to make them more mad. But that being said, Corey Kinston, keep doing your thing, and
Salute.
I'm about to cop and check it out, see how it goes. I hope
Yeah.
it gets picked up and animated. Next we have more Mad fans,
Get mad about this
One
time.
Piece fans,
Shocker. Oh,
right? One
shocker.
Piece fans are being horrible again, and this time they're harassing uh Toei staff because Sanji
Hey, I knew it was
specifically,
about
I
Sanji.
saw
Yeah.
that all over
Yeah.
Twitter. Sorry.
people are upset because they believe that Toei studio animators or director, which it would be the animation director,
Mhm.
who's making this decision, has an agenda against Sanji, an agenda for Zoro,
See, I don't
which
I don't understand that. Sorry. I'm mad about
nobody
this.
with any, you're good. Nobody with any logic understands this.
Yeah.
I
It's
This
only
doesn't
some
make
kids
sense.
who say
I
this.
understand why they might think that because some of and maybe I just don't exactly know. I'd have to go back and look and really watch. But some of the examples of scenes that they're showing aren't really depicted one for one like they typically are for One Piece, which I do find unusual in some of the scenes for the characters. They're not always one for one, but it does seem a little weird that a lot of Sanji scenes are changed. But also compare that to our other character scenes changed too. Like no one's brought those up because I'm sure there's a bunch of those as
The
well.
whole anime
So
has
I feel
changed.
like they're
Zoro
nitpicking.
is flying through a circular spiral
Exactly.
of fire. That never happened.
Yeah, I know.
That
So that's why
never
it's like
happened.
people, they're not bringing up everything. They're just nitpicking the Sanji moments, which is fine if you like Sanji. I like Sanji, but they're not put taking them out. There's always seasons of One Piece or arcs that focus on some of the Straw Hats more than the others. Heck, that's been happening ever since they freaking separated when we got into the new world. That's how
Yeah,
it happens. There's too many characters for have everyone on the screen at once.
yeah,
Like
yeah. It's just
it made
like
me mad looking
there's
at it,
um
as you
there's
can tell.
basically a scene where Sanji is in the manga. He's in a scene where like they're kind of like Avengers standing ready in Egghead, and
Mhm.
then in in the anime he's just gone, and then or he's not there. But in the manga, he's like holding up a plate of pancakes way in the back while the rest of them are sitting there horrified. So
I
to
know
me,
what
it
you're
was like
talking
maybe
about.
they took him away to add to the aura, or Who
I can
knows?
see that. Like
Yeah.
we don't need
Who
him standing here
cares?
with a plate of pancakes in this scene right now.
They're
This is
like, they're
awful.
trying to exclude Sanji. I'm like, bro,
Well, they're
you
not.
think somebody who's friends with or working closely with Oda is gonna affect his work in a way that makes it look negative for his own agenda, and Oda's gonna be okay with that? I'm like, you think that's what's happening? Seriously? But
Not even a
also,
little bit.
then there was another scene where Sanji was giving heart eyes to Bonnie,
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah. That was another big one.
he wasn't doing that in the manga. And they're like, they're trying to call Sanji a pedo, which Sanji has many pedo allegations. And um mini spoiler, Bonnie is not overaged. So that was a big controversy. And everybody was like, they're trying to push the agenda on Sanji. And I'm just like, bro, shut up.
They're
Yeah.
not.
I don't think so at all.
Leave
But
my One Piece characters out of your political nonsense.
they are finding new things to be upset about every week on
This
Twitter.
is my escapism. Leave it alone.
That's a terrible one to be upset about. Relax, y'all.
I
Right?
agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
Hmm?
Put your
In
energy
other One
somewhere
Piece
else.
news, say again.
I just said put your energy somewhere else. All
I'm
right.
saying, oh, they don't got nowhere to put their energy. That's why this type of stuff comes up.
That's why they're on Twitter.
Yep.
Mm,
Frankie's new voice actor in other One Piece news
okay.
has debuted,
Okay.
and I
Hmm.
heard only 2 clips, but from the 2 clips I heard, I thought it sounded good. But then Benny was like, "Nah, you got to hear some more. It didn't really sound that
I
good."
need to hear him say super. I need to hear that.
He
Right? You
better
need to
nail
hear
I
that.
that.
Yeah,
need
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
He
need
needs
to
to
hear
nail
that.
that. Yeah.
I think the main thing that's just so different for me is he doesn't have the gravelly voice.
Right,
He does his new voice. Not saying it's bad at all. I'm not a fan of it right now. I just need to get used to it. I will get used to it. That's
Mhm.
fine. But the difference is this new voice is very smooth.
right, right.
He
Frankie's
had
voice
some
is
rasp
not.
to it. Yeah, he had that old man rasp to it. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't smooth. And well, that's fine. I do think they should have gotten someone, or at least this voice actor should have done something more similar to that.
Right.
That's something that should have been kept. New voice actors are fine, but at least make it similar. Right now, the contrast is just too much. Eventually, I will get used to it. I just need to hear it more. But right off the bat, it's not Frankie to me.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
just
it's never
because of
gonna
that
be
one.
Frankie, but I feel like you
Exactly.
gotta
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta open that part of your brain that's
I
Yeah.
willing to
know.
try and
It's
accept
gonna
what's
take
coming.
some time, but
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
I just don't see why they couldn't have tried harder to get it a little closer. Just it feels like they completely changed the voice. Like Frankie
Yeah.
doesn't sound smooth.
Not
He
even a little bit.
sounds
No.
gravelly
Yeah.
and rough because that's who he is, and I loved it.
Yeah.
So I hope he can kind of change my mind, which I know he will,
I agree.
but it'll take time.
Yeah.
Well, we got faith in you, bro. His name is Subaru Kimura.
We're
All
behind
right, Subaru
you.
Kimura, you got this.
Yep, yep.
Congratulations on being Frankie. That's awesome.
Heck yeah. Welcome to the One
Don't
Piece family.
fuck this up, Subaru.
Love you
Yeah.
forever if you do
We'll
it
do
right.
you like the Subaru and ReZero if you mess this up.
Oh
No, I'm just
my
joking. I'm
That's
god.
just
not
joking.
what you want.
I'm not one of them. I'm just joking. So yeah, Frankie's new voice actor debuted. Did you guys or I know you didn't low Gabby, did you like the new One Piece episode?
Mhm,
Seeing Luffy go crazy?
mhm.
Yeah.
I
I'm not
I
even
love
caught
Gear
up, but I
5.
had to watch that episode because I wanted to see Luffy
Gear
versus
5 is
Kizaru.
so good. I love it. I love it.
Yep. So One Piece is back for all the One Piece fans, which y'all probably know by now, but we all hype for that.
Hmm. We straw hats around here.
Mine's on the ceiling. You can't see it. I can't move the camera that far. um Next is what time are we at? Oh yeah, because this is the last one. Next is Ghost in the Shell anime remake. Got a new key visual.
New Ghost in the Shell. Let's go.
More Ghost in the Shell.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you not hear about this? Didn't I talk about this?
I think
No,
I forgot.
I don't think so.
I
No,
may not have talked about
no,
this.
you didn't talk about this. No, I
You
saw
did?
the
Okay.
thing online about it, but no, you never talked about it here. No.
Mm.
Yeah. Ghost in the Shell is being remade. It's being remade in 2026, I believe, and it's got a new key visual, and it's being done by Science Saru, who does
Ah,
Dandadan and
We
Devil
talked
May
about that
Cry
one. Yeah, last week. Yeah.
and
I like
and
Dandadan.
Scott Pilgrim. Y'all can probably see the thing right here by now, but this one, if you haven't seen it, go watch the original. They just don't make anime like this anymore. Like everything's too clean, everything's too like crisp. They don't really make like gritty, edgy animation like they had in this.
You want to go
Actually
back? You
watching
gonna go back and
like
watch
the
the
end of
movie,
last year.
like the original movie? You just
Yeah,
want to go? Yeah, go back and watch that one. Yeah, that's a
they just
classic.
don't watch. They just don't make it like this anymore. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely check out Ghost in the Shell if you want to watch the original. If you like super horrific, mind boggling stuff.
Cyberpunk. Yeah, all that stuff.
Yep. Um, I have a total low that I put together a thesis on Science Saru, but we'll talk about it during the free section. I'll save it for
Sure,
that.
sure.
Because remember a couple weeks ago I said I'm trying to figure out how these mofo's can keep releasing
Stuff in the theater like that.
stuff in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, that's all the news.
All right. Some good stuff there. Thank you, Noah. Appreciate
No
that.
worries.
Now for number 2 on the docket, Gabby, you and Floppy. What is the topic of the week?
So, the topic of the week, in accordance with how everyone loves teddy bears, um, and how cuddly they are, and how much love they bring, we're going to talk about the power of friendship.
We're definitely
In
talking about
space?
Lowe's favorite anime.
I was going to say, it's in space to just like, really? We're going
We
to talk
definitely
about
talk about Lowe's favorite anime.
Which is what?
The power of reincarnated online.
it. How so the role of the power basically or just friendship or the power of friendship in general.
Yes, explain to us what the power of
The
friendship is.
power of friendship
How does it
is
work?
basically, I mean,
A
it's
concept.
it's a concept that's in almost a lot of the popular extreme popular animes. You have like, I believe in you. I'm good. It's One Piece. It's My Hero. It's it's
Fairy
all
tale.
Fairy Tale, Eden Zero. It's all of those things. It's a really big concept that you either love it or you hate it. Honestly, a lot of people think a story that relies on just a power of friendship vibe is just like, why is that? Like, it's a trash story. That's why a lot of people have very varied opinions and strong opinions on fairy tale, especially because that's probably the number one power of friendship anime out there. Do you think that it takes away from the story? How do you feel about just the power of friendship in general? And do you think it's needs to be toned down overall? Do you think it's still prevalent in a lot of
It's
anime
been
nowadays?
so prevalent throughout anime that it's such a back thing in my mind. I don't even think about when it comes. When it just happens, I'm like, all right,
Really?
whatever. It's just a thing. Like it's just something that anime does. The power
Yeah.
of friendship. Like especially when it comes to shonen. So I don't even think about it anymore. It just happens, and it's just like, all right, they're friends and they're gonna fight to the death for one another. Okay, I'm on to the next thing. I'm focusing on like the overall story and the character developments and all that kind of stuff. Like that is so. I've been watching anime for so long. That's so far in the back of my mind when I watch it now. When they get into that, so
So basically, it's just like it's not even a part. That means it's part of the anime, but it's not something you constantly think about. You don't
I
think
never
it
constantly think
affects how
about.
you enjoy the anime
No,
or
it's just
even anything
it's a
about
part of to me at this point. It's just a part of being an anime fan. Like
it. Okay.
I know there's a massive anime trope I'm going to see constantly,
Mhm.
whether it's in shonen, whether it's in romance animes, any genre will use that trope on and on again. So it's just stuck in my mind, tied with anime. Just it's a part of an anime thing of being an anime fan. Just it's just always going to be there, and they don't see. I don't see any point of them slowing it down. I would like for them to maybe tone it down and figure out how to push that in a different direction, like in a more adult, I would say, kind of direction. But everything's focused around kids, so I get the power of friendship. And shonen, they're always preteens or teenagers or something like that. So overall, I get it, but I wouldn't mind them switching it up a little bit. But
Mhm.
that's me. What you know?
Well, that's what JJK and Chainsaw Man and them be doing. They
That's
ain't
true.
got no power of friendship. If you my friend, you might die.
You ain't lying.
You're not wrong at all. They are the new generation of friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
teach you
call them from now on.
how
New
quickly you can lose a
generation.
friend. Be careful who you call
The
your friend.
third
They may
A
not be
friend
generation
is a
here.
friend.
friend. There it is.
Turn a page. They may not be there no more.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm.
But I think it depends. It like if like usually that statement is used for like series that have power scaling and stuff
Mhm.
because you're talking about a time where a character was saved because they had like the power of friendship or something like that. If it's something like Made in Abyss, for example, or some other like gory type or adventure story like Higurashi or something like that, then the power of friendship doesn't really matter because that's just whatever happens in the story,
Mhm.
and I'm just here for whatever happens in the story. But if it's like my one of my biggest examples of where I do think about this often is when I'm watching a shonen, and I watched Bleach for the first time in like 2018-19, and Ichigo was fighting Grimjaw, and he was fighting him for like 17 episodes, and they Ichigo had his half face, half hollow mode.
Hmm.
Grimjaw had leveled up to his next, and Grimjaw had been whooping Ichigo's ass from beginning to end,
Hmm.
all the way through. And in my head, I'm like, somebody's got to save him. There's no way he wins. There's just no way. Orihime's been doing nothing but screaming Ichigo
Yep.
for 28 episodes. Oh my goodness, the worst. Anyways, after this, he's about to die. He's literally on the brink of death. And then Orihime yells her 495th, Ichigo! All of a sudden, Ichigo says, Orihime levels up, gets way stronger, whoops Grimjaw's ass. And it was just like currently watching it, I was like, what in the world? That was horrible. And that was a time where I was like, yeah, the power of friendship there was definitely strong and horrible. Um, but in a series like I don't know, I said Made in Abyss, but other series like that, like Summertime Rendering, where he's about
Mm.
to die, but then Chio or whatever her name pops out of the shadow and saves him at the last second.
Mhm.
That's just a thriller. So that doesn't really
Yeah.
feel like the power of
Hmm.
friendship. That feels like it's supposed to be nail biting close moments, you know?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's
Okay.
kind of how I
Yeah,
feel
nothing
about
more
it.
stronger than the power of friendship.
Yeah. What
Yeah, for real.
about, I guess, one other thing that I'm curious
Hmm.
of your guys' thoughts on related to the power of friendship, but when people won't give an anime a try because they think it's too power of friendship, do you think they have a, I mean, your opinion is your opinion, but do you think they should just suck it up if it's a good anime and just give it a try? Or do they
Yeah.
need a
Yeah.
more valid reason? Like, what's the other reason you don't want if it's just this friendship trope? Maybe it's not there.
People who are too picky are just unlikable in general. Not like regular picky because I'm picky,
Yeah.
but I mean like too picky. Like
Mhm.
if you're it's okay to not like things, but if you're one of the people who's like I'm not trying it because I already have some pre-described bias, then I'm like,
Okay.
okay, you're just unfun as a person. Like, what if we go to a different place and we got to try all this food and you're just I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Like, bro, we're here. Just try it. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, then don't eat get it again.
That's fair.
That's me.
Yeah, yeah. If you're not watching the anime because you got some type of hang up like that, I get if it's something that maybe traumatized you. Like I have a friend, like anything with essay in it, I would never recommend to her. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I get stuff like that. But like if it's like something about the power of friendship, I don't like that trope. Like, dude, but everybody's saying this show is great for a reason. Just sit down and just check it out. Like you're supposedly an anime fan. Just check it out. Just see if you like it for yourself. Don't listen, don't go off what you think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
lame. Just give it a shot. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I like because and that be blowing me too. Because like when I recommend stuff to people and then they're like immediately turned off, and as someone who I'm super close with, I'm like, bro, you think I've known you this long and I would recommend you something that you genuinely wouldn't like? And
Yeah.
then I'm like, everything I've recommended you, you've liked. So I'm like, nah, I usually don't like that, or I don't know, that's not what I'm like, bro. I know you, bro.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
always watch and they're like, "Oh, that was goated."
What about your thoughts, Gab?
Yeah, I think you should give it a try unless you have a legit reason where for yourself that you really don't want to watch it, or you've watched a few episodes and you're like, okay, that's fine, but like you're not invested. That's okay. That's a reason. But if you're just not going to watch it because you don't like the power of friendship,
You're
which
not
is
gonna
such
give
a
it a try.
generalized thing that's in everything, give
Yeah.
me a better reason. There's no point. I'd rather you tell me you don't like it because it's too popular or something.
Yeah.
At least it's a reason. Yeah. Like you
Yeah.
didn't give this a try yet. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather you give me that terrible answer than I don't like it because of the power of friendship. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I
Great, you
agree.
don't like happiness. Go away. I don't want to be your friend anymore.
All right. Let's thank you for that, Gabs. And let's move on to number 3 on the docket. Our top threes of the week. I did
Pull up
some catching
Crunchyroll.
up on stuff. I didn't get to watch everything, but I mainly focused on my episode ones of stuff because I wasn't able to watch stuff because I was at AwesomeCon last week. So I'll go through and run what I was able to check out this week. I watched the new Gundam. I thought that was really good. I really enjoyed it. I like the art style of it. Like it was kind of weird watching it because I know kind of like where this one is set up at with like one of the first things you see in the first episode was the white base, but it's painted in Xeon colors. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird because I know about the early stuff. It's a lot of the middle and later stuff I got to catch up on. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Then just to see the Red Gundam show up and I know that's Char, but they're not telling us yet. I'm like, him and the Red Gundam, it fits. It looks cool. I like it. Action look good. I like the art style of it with all the characters and everything. Kept me engaged the whole time. I like it. I'm gonna try to keep up with it this season, but I really like that first episode of Gundam. I would say what the actual name of that show is, but I don't even know how to pronounce that. It's just a bunch of Q's and G's and X's and U's or something crazy like that. Like whatever.
Pew pew.
I checked out the Country Bumpkin one from Swordmaster, from Country Bumpkin to Swordmaster or something like that. I checked out the first episode of that. That was all right. That was pretty cool. I don't know if I'm gonna keep up with it every week, but I do want to at least watch the first 2 or 3 episodes just to
Right,
see
because we
how it's
might add
going.
it to the weeklies. The second
Oh,
episode was pretty good.
Okay. I haven't seen the second one yet, but I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah,
So
first
okay,
episode was kind of chill. Second episode it turned up a little bit.
okay, so
They
that's good
Okay.
started
to know.
showing more of the MC's power. They
I
have
haven't
4
seen that
anime
one.
on Prime.
Oh,
The Gundam you said,
mhm,
the Old Country Bumpkin,
right.
the Madhouse one that I told Gaby about, Detective Dinner Table,
Gabe.
Okay,
and one more. They have 4 on Amazon, and none of them are being promoted.
whatsoever.
No wonder I keep forgetting about him.
I
Let's
forget the
see.
other one, but there's one more.
What else did I watch? I did watch Fire Force, the first 2 episodes. So I finally finished season 2 Sunday morning. So I jumped around on
Let's
those after that.
go.
You saw the fight in season 2 out in the courtyard
Oh yeah, look,
with
season 1 and
Shinra
2,
So
versus
good.
they was
Karen.
they was going in all through. Like I texted y'all, I texted the group chat. I was like, "Yo, this shit is so criminally underrated, dog."
It's
Like they throw the hands in there. The sound effects is so incredible. Like
so
the
good.
character designs, like across the board, it is criminal how nobody talks about this like they should. And season 3 came back, I think, after this long hiatus, really strong. So I had
It
a
was
bunch of
really
things.
popular for the years it was out. They just didn't come back for a while and had no announcement for season 3, so its
Mhm.
popularity faded. But
Yeah.
during when it came out, it was pretty You don't remember going to cons and seeing everyone dressed up as Iris and stuff like that? Like the Fire Force cosplay was really popular for a couple years when it was airing.
Oh yeah.
That was
It was
one of Benny's famous
extreme.
stories. Is he said he found out that cons were getting more casual because he went up to a girl dressed as Iris and said "Latom," and she said, "Huh?" And he's like, "No way, you don't know the girl's catchphrase that you're
You
cosplaying
are
as.
cosplaying her.
That's like you're dressed as Pikachu and you say Pika Pika." He said, "Huh?"
Yeah, right. Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm taking
No
your
way.
ears off your head if you do that.
Right.
You don't
But
deserve
yeah, the
these ears.
popularity faded because the manga ended and then they had no announcement of season 3 until a year
Mhm.
ago, or a little less than a year ago.
Yeah,
For now, I think back in the anime community, it'll start to pop off a little bit again.
it will, because season 3 is off to a strong start. So
Yeah,
It
it is.
is.
I'm happy for that. Also checked out the first episode of Windbreaker. Loved it. The boys are back. They jumped it right into what we love Windbreaker for. It was just all this, the whole first episode, just a big gang fight. So
Now you see why I thought I missed something because this episode just starts out fighting. I'm like,
yeah, but I
what
had
did
to
I
remember
miss?
how the last season, how the first season ended. Like, okay, these dudes didn't show up. They was doing some stupid stuff. So
Yeah.
they gave our boy his own crew, like all the freshmen or whatever, y'all rocking to him, and they're going to handle business. I was like, this is kind of cool. Watch everybody pull up, watching the
Yeah.
fight, and to seeing the upperclassmen had to come and save them. Just three of them. And I know the second episode is out, so I can't wait to see that because supposedly that's supposed to be the conclusion of that little rumble that they're having.
Yes, it's
What else did I check out? I did check out Guilty Gear, Noah, because you asked me to check out that. I enjoyed the first
Well,
episode. It looks just like you're playing Strive. It looked like the cutscene from Strive.
okay.
And I didn't have a problem with that. Like, I was enjoying the high octane action. Like, I really enjoyed it. So, and I just started playing Strive because I know I was going to watch this. So I wanted to get a better understanding of the characters. So I've been playing that a little bit over the weekend.
All
Uh,
right. If you keep messing with it halfway through, then I'll check it out.
okay.
Possibly. If
Okay.
you say it's worth checking out.
I like Strive. I did watch the beginning after the end. So I know a lot of people were talking about it. And this is one thing you mentioned last
mhm.
week. People were complaining about the animation style of it. Was this the one? I was looking for that going into it because I knew this was the one people were complaining about, but I didn't have that reaction. It's not like super bad. It's nowhere near as good as other stuff that's out right now, but it's not like bad. And they haven't really done anything yet with it. It's been
It's just a bunch of
jobless.
stills.
Yeah, it's just
Like you can
jobless.
just tell. I mean, if you've seen any
We're
anime,
very introductory.
it's on like the like if solo leveling's like A tier, that's like a C or D tier. But the manhwa is regarded on the same level as solo leveling.
Right.
So that's why people are really like upset because there's millions and millions of fans that love this story and then got basic like what Fruit Master animation or
But nothing's happening in the show right now.
I liked Fruit Master.
I did too, but nobody's talking about it because it wasn't properly animated. That's you know what I'm
Really?
saying? That's
I didn't think there was an issue with the animation. I didn't know people
I'm not
found
saying
issue
it's
with it.
bad. That's not my
No, but
point.
like,
Like he's
yeah.
saying, it's just nothing beyond like it's C tier. It's nothing beyond. It's a lot of
There's nothing to write
stills
home about,
and
but like
not very much movement.
I need to watch it again for the stills part because I watched it like really late, so I probably need to
Keep
watch it
going to the
again just
second
for the still
episode,
part.
you'll see more
Okay.
people complaining more. There's been on that was going to be one of my newses, but I left it out.
Hmm.
There is a petition online where they have
I
over
saw that.
12,000 verified signatures to redo the
Really?
anime. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And this studio that does it, ACAT, is known for like bad adaptations and CG. They're known for so like
Oh.
people kind of like are just witnessing what they knew would happen, which is why I thought it's funny that people are getting so upset. Sorry, keep going low.
No, you're good. Devil May Cry. I watched the first episode of that. I enjoyed that a lot more
Mhm.
than I thought I was from the trailer. I wasn't sold on it, but I really enjoyed the first episode. My only complaint right now, and I hope it changes in the show, but seeing him with them two 9mm just rubs me the wrong way. It's supposed to be Ebony and Ivory, and he doesn't have his guns yet. So I'm hoping at some point in the show he gets his
It's
guns.
not the same story as the game. It's like an original story.
Well
So you
then,
got to just take it as like the same universe.
well then that just destroyed a whole bunch for me because I love those guns, Ebony and Ivory, and not having them in this is just criminal. So I did like the first
I'm
episode
not
though.
saying they're
So
not in there. I'm just saying I've
yeah,
only seen the first episode as well, which I really love the first episode, but
yeah, first
I'm just
episode was
saying
really
that
good.
it's not like it's not supposed to follow the game. It's just supposed to be the universe and the characters type stuff is what I
Okay,
read.
I might.
I'm waiting for one day where I can binge it all. That's why I haven't watched any more of it
I put
because
I
I want to
put I
binge it
put
all.
Devil May Cry as my number three. As far as this week goes,
Okay.
I put that as my number three. It was either that or Fire Force, but I'm gonna go with Devil May Cry. That impressed me a lot more than I thought.
Okay.
Uh, and trying to follow. Oh, To Be Hero X. I don't know how
Oh,
to
you
feel about.
watched it?
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. Like, I'm looking
Okay.
forward to watching episode two because of how episode one ended, but the
Mhm.
animation of it was throwing me off the entire time, and the times when it was switching back between different animation styles was throwing me off.
What? You didn't like that?
I have that on my to watch list.
I
I'm gonna watch that this week,
I don't know,
but I
something
have
about the
not
CG
yet.
animations they use most of the time in it. Just
It looked good. The CG looked good. Like
I
that
don't.
to me was crazy good
It's
animation. I thought that shit was amazing.
See, I feel like I'm gonna have the same reaction as you, Sin, because even though it is good CG, it's the switching between the two that's probably gonna throw me off. But I'm Still gonna
Well, Gabby,
watch
you
it.
just gotta watch
I
it and
know I'm
see.
still gonna
But
watch it
the
without the preemptive thoughts, but I feel like I'm gonna have the same reaction, but I'm gonna put that out of my head and still watch it and see
Okay.
how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But to me, the switching between felt super seamless. Like I felt
Okay.
like they unlocked something with this, like something that we haven't really seen before.
I mean,
And then the
everything I'm
second
talking about,
episode,
I'm going to keep up with everything that I've been talking about. I'm going to keep up with them. So, like I said, I pretty much
the second,
enjoyed everything I was watching this week. But go ahead.
yeah, I think I want to add after the second episode. I think I want to add To Be Hero X to our weekly too, because the
Okay.
second episode, watch it. That
Yeah,
don't
like
miss.
the way episode one ended, I was at work like, hold up. I said, I need to get more stuff done, but I really want to watch the second episode right now because of how they closed out that first episode. So I need just answers like, let me be quiet because Gabby hasn't seen it yet. But
I
what
don't.
else did I
Yeah.
watch? Lazarus. I watched Lazarus. Watanabe, man, he be on his. Like I really that's definitely my number two. Definitely my number two. Really enjoyed it from the music to just everything he does was just so on display in his first episode, and I loved it. Intriguing story. Like can't wait to watch the next episode. But my number one, without a doubt, was Moonrise. So, director, I am watching it. I am loving this, and all 10 episodes are already on Netflix. Somehow, some way, I'm gonna try to get through that this week. Somehow, but it's WrestleMania
Only
week,
10?
so yeah, it's only 10,
10.
and they're all on that.
I thought they put all 18 on Netflix.
No, it's all 10.
Oh, okay.
So, matter of fact,
Why
I
did
got
they
enough.
release them all at once?
It's all released as like it's an ONA. It's not really like a series.
Okay,
So they
that makes
released the
sense.
whole thing. Plus, it's how Netflix decided to release. Netflix doesn't really do too much weekly, so
That's fair.
they usually release a
Did
full
y'all see the
show.
first episode yet?
Mm-mm.
No, I haven't.
It is.
I was also saving that for when I can binge it in a whole day.
That, I
I'm
think
really
that
looking
I think
forward
that's what I'm
to
gonna
it.
try to end up doing with this. That first episode was so good. The
Okay.
music, the opening, the ending, the world building. I love the characters. I'm all into it. Like it was on. It felt like really big and epic with this first episode. So, like, it
And
gave me
which
like some.
studio?
Yeah.
They dropping this and Yaiba at the same time.
Oh,
I
that's
do
the other
love
one I did
that
watch. I
studio.
did watch Yaiba too. Really enjoyed that one. Like funny,
Fun to say.
flashy, big action, big moves, big personalities. Like I had a lot of fun watching that. Yaiba, I really enjoyed. Yeah, but
Yeah, that
Moonrise
first
was
episode was
without a doubt.
amazing.
Yeah, Moonrise was without a doubt my number one. They on they doing it big over there on that one. So yes, give it the promotion. It needs it. That first episode was that good.
Heck
Ooh,
yeah.
Mhm.
nice.
All right, I'm still listening. I got pee. I got my
Okay,
headphones in though.
Okay, well, while he's doing that, Gabby,
it's my
I'll listen.
turn.
it's your turn. Especially since you said you didn't watch that many of them over the weekend.
I didn't
You,
watch that many,
mm-hmm.
so I wasn't able to, but I did, like you, finish Fire for season 2,
Okay.
but I was watching it for like the second or third or fourth time. I don't know,
Oh, that
but
was
I
my
just had to
first.
finish
So
it.
okay. Mm-hmm.
So I finally finished it, and oh my god, season 3! Oh my god, season 3!
Mm-hmm.
I am so excited just to see the characters back again. I love Fire Force. It was an anime that I loved at first and then forgot about for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm really happy to kind of have it back up in the news again. So it had a great start. I love the characters' movements, the way they do fire, which
Oh
is
yes.
this entire show. I just love the animations that they do for that. It's honestly it's art. It's full on art.
And like I kind of say, the sound they put into that is incredible. Like you can feel
Oh
every
yeah,
kick, every punch in that show.
you
What they
really
do with their
can.
audio design is incredible.
It's absolutely beautiful,
Yeah.
and they are always, as always, killing it with the openings and endings.
Mm-hmm.
Season
Yeah.
1 with that catchy thing that took over the world. Yes, they did not fail. Um, Windbreaker, watched that second
Mm.
episode, wrapped up that fight.
Okay.
Um, I think I think it was completely wrapped up. I'm trying to remember. I watched it early on in the week,
Okay.
but I loved it. I'm excited to see where they're going from here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see more of
Windbreakers, Noah.
this.
Say that.
I can
I
hear.
want to see
Okay.
more
I've been
of
locked in.
the senpais. I kind of want to see them interact more, but I think we might be focusing more on the lower levels than on outside of the group right now.
Did you
Um,
watch the second episode?
yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
yeah,
episode was 10 out of 10.
right. It was
Ah,
That was
amazing.
10 out of 10 episode.
You can't. You gotta watch it, Sid. You gotta watch it.
I know it's just a tough week because it's WrestleMania week, so
Oh,
I got to
I
figure it out. So I
know.
got to do it at work. So
You gotta. So that was good. Uh, didn't watch too many more, but I was able to. I watched the first episode of this one called
I saw that
The
one.
Gorilla Gods Go To
The
Girl,
gorillas.
about this girl that gets the gorilla strength, um, blessed with the ultimate combat power. Her dreams of a peaceful student life is shattered as royal knights recruit her for her unrivaled strength. So now she's got to juggle school and knights and overwhelming power. It's basically like a reverse harem, I think. Um, but it's a funny concept. So the
Okay.
animation's cute. We'll see where it takes me. Um, and then I watched two others. I followed up on the beginning after the end again. I enjoyed episode 2. And then Can a Boy Girl
Did
Friendship
you see the
Survive? Hmm?
episode 2? Did you see the slideshow edition fight scene?
Yes. Yes, I did see
Yeah,
that.
it
I
seems
It's
abysmal.
not as bad as Slideshow Lock, but I hope we don't get to that point. We but if it trends the way I think it's
I don't
trending,
know. That looks on the same level to
we
me.
we might be there. Um, but yeah, Can a Boy Girl Friendship Survive is the last one I was able to watch. Um, we're just kind of still introducing the characters. It's only a second episode, so it's just cute. And I want to catch up on a bunch more. Billion Healers, Witch Watch. There's one called I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 years to fax out my level. That sounds funny. Anything with slimes, I'm just kind of in for. I think it's just because I love slime.
That's the second season. I
Oh, is that the
dropped it
second season?
halfway through. Yeah, I dropped it halfway through the first season, but you might. I think you might like it.
Okay, I'll have to start that. And then
You might like
the
it.
Unaware Altier Meister, which is cute, so I'll have to watch
Artillery.
that as well. Altier, thank you.
Hmm.
Then I also have to watch our lovely panty time traveling show.
Oh, Takamine.
I will watch the panty time traveling this week.
Did you watch it or not? To
Not yet. Oh, but
okay.
I didn't rank them. So it's Fire Force, Windbreaker, and then um Gorilla Girl is my third because I didn't really get too much.
Go watch that first episode of
Gorilla Girl is
Moonrise.
Yes.
crazy.
Yes. Oh, wait. No. Number 3 is the Dinner Detective. I did watch that, Noah. I watched the first episode and I love it.
It
The
was good.
relationship between the detective girl and the butler is hilarious.
Dinner Detective.
Absolutely
Apparently, I need to
hilarious.
watch that. All right.
It's
So,
on That's the one
That's
on
on
Amazon.
Amazon.
But that is so cute. That is my number 3. That is my number 3 for sure. And it depending on how other series goes, this might be in the contender for one of my top favorites because it's just so cute. So
okay.
go watch
Madhouse on it
Dinner
again.
Detective.
Oh, Dinner Table Detective. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch or put Yaiba on Netflix on your list if you haven't seen
Okay.
it?
Yeah, that
I
was
will put that on my list
that was
now.
entertaining.
And the My Heroes Vigilantes too. It's pretty
Yeah, I
good.
saw that came out. I gotta watch that this week.
Yes,
At least
I
gotta
gotta
watch
watch
the first
that as
episode.
well.
Yeah.
Second episode just came out. Oops,
Oh,
sorry.
he's trying to kill us.
Um,
Lois
I
Lane.
watched. Um, I watched a bunch of stuff, but the important stuff is I watched a new episode of my A rank. I left my A rank party because that's going to 24 episodes. It looks like, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Actually, out of all the poopy isekais and fantasies from
Hmm.
last season, this one I was thinking about this today. I think might be my most memorable one. Um, it's just very wholesome and good little fun little story of a adventuring party. Um, I also watched Windbreaker. That was amazing. That's probably I think that might be my number one because that episode was great.
Ooh.
I didn't watch Fire Force because I'm also finishing my rewatch of Fire Force.
Okay.
Um,
We're all
Yeah.
I think my number two was what was it? I think my number two was oh wait, did I watch I forget what we watched last night because I watched something good last night. Um I was gonna say the 100 girlfriend season finale
Hmm.
because that joint was hilarious. The 100 Girlfriend season finale. They're on, like I said, they're on some Gintama stuff with their references. It's
Yeah.
Really?
honestly crazy. They had a whole spirit ball because basically one of the girlfriends like is a science freak, so she makes all these different concoctions that like have like cartoon effects, and one of them was a desunderifier. So the tsundere girlfriend actually drank it and became sweet. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
Yeah. And so all of them had to get together their spirit energy to pull back the tsunderes, like a beam, a
Oh
ray of
my
light
Raise.
god.
into a spirit ball, and then
Oh
give it
my
to her.
god.
And it's just like you're watching it, and he's like, they're all dressed up as Piccolo Trunks. They're even doing the music like dun, 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 like in the background, and
That's
they're all doing a
hilarious.
spirit ball. It's hilarious. And he's like,
That is
he's
great.
basically the Majin Buu, and we have to hit her. And then one of the girlfriend pops up and she's like, I want to be Chi Chi because he's Goku's wife. And I'm like, bro, this is like, can they even do
I'm
this?
about to say, yeah, they're just fully going on with it. Yeah.
They just going fully in.
They
And
really just went after it.
then he's like holding the spirit ball, and it's like all these embarrassed emotions. He's like, this is what she has to deal with every single day. I have to hold together the tsunderes. I'm like, bro, who thinks of this stuff, bro? This is
A
ridiculous.
genius. A genius thinks
But
of this.
it had me rolling. It had me rolling. So that's
That's
probably my
good.
number two. Even though it came out, I think a couple weeks ago, I just caught up on it and finished. And yeah, that was hilarious.
Okay.
I
That's
must
good. I
say,
I need to watch that season. I have to.
yes, that was a very good watch. And then my number three is I didn't watch Lazarus 2 yet, which came out yesterday.
Okay.
Um, my number three is probably To Be Hero X. Probably To Be Hero X.
Okay.
Did I put any did I put a third one on Netflix? I feel like I'm missing one.
Look around.
I'm trying to
See
remember
if I
what
can
we
call
watched
out
last
anything.
night.
Go Loser Rangers back.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't watch that one yet.
Sword of the Demon Hunter.
No Ray.
Uh,
Princess.
Yandere Dark Elf.
No princess.
Yandere Dark Elf. No, that's definitely not on the list
Why not?
because it's not the uncensored version. No, I'm just joking because we're not watching it all on Amazon. No, see, there's four. It could be that Gundam too is my third because that Gundam was really good first episode.
It was, yeah.
Oh yeah, and watch it again. I guess that's it. The old country bumpkin second episode was pretty good. It
Okay.
was pretty good. My guy's a god and doesn't know it.
Right.
Yeah, that's my top three.
Okay.
Okay. Solid picks.
Very nice.
And I know you want to hold out on it, but I will ask you to go watch the first episode of Moonrise. That's it. Just,
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I'm probably
just,
gonna watch it this week.
just so I can hear if
I just
you like
haven't
enjoy
finished
it as much as I do.
finished Fire
Yeah.
Force.
All right. But now that we have our top threes out of the way, let's open up the floor to whatever we need to discuss and talk about. So, floor is open, everybody.
What did you think of Fate?
Fate is dope. I'm looking like I find myself looking forward to getting through this one because I want to see where it's more up to like the times are more
Ah,
caught up. We're into like the more newer stuff.
Nah,
But
bro, you gotta enjoy this one. This is
no,
one of
I
the
am.
best
I'm really
ones.
enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it
You
so
gotta
far.
savor
But
this one.
because I know this is in the past and everything else is more so like, heck was that? But like
Also, this
other.
was made after, so all the other stuff people saw and they were waiting to find this out, which
yeah.
is why they
Okay,
released
and I'm
this.
backwards
Yeah.
now, so I'm seeing all this stuff, how everything started, and I'm looking forward to see like where it gets to. You know what I'm saying? How when we run into this game again, who are the people that's going to be in charge? Who are they going to pick to be their champions and such? Like so, I'm really enjoying it, but I find myself looking forward to what's coming in the future. Like how's
Hmm.
this going to progress? Where's the story going to go after this? When it's the same story technically with some altered changes, so I'm looking forward to see how they handle all that stuff. But so far, I'm really enjoying it a lot.
What
Well, they
about
gave you some hints when
yeah.
not last week but the week before, like I said, he was talking to do with the bugs, and he was like, who's going to take on this challenge once you're gone? And then he was like, it'll just pass on to Rin, which is the
Yeah, I know
smaller
she's one.
robot.
Yeah, I know
And then
she's one
he's
of them in the
like,
future.
if
Yeah.
not her, it'll be Sakura. And both of them are like the same age and they're
Hmm.
best friends. And he's like, you're going to make those girls fight over
Yeah,
recession of the magic bloodline? And he's like, this is what it means to be a
because I
mage.
know one of them is in
Nope.
charge of Archer, if I'm correct, in I think the original run, right, the very first
Yeah.
season or whatever. Yeah, like I do know that from the little bit I saw of it. So now just getting to see her like earlier, like in a younger
She's in
age.
charge. She has Archer in one of the routes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I know of. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, so seeing her and getting that background is it's cool. Like this show is it's intense, but I'm loving it. And I'm looking forward to see more of Saber since you swear at some point I'm gonna get a Saber figure. So I'm looking forward to see that moment that clicks where I'm like, okay, that's why I need a Saber figure right there. That's the next time I go to a con, I gotta look for a Saber one. So I'm
She's already
looking
had a
forward.
couple good moments, but she's just tough all the way through. She
Yeah,
just
and
remains
now she can use her she
cool
can
as
use
hell.
Excalibur or whatever now because she's no longer hurt. So I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, and yeah,
Eh,
yeah, I'm excited. I like it. Hopefully we can watch some more this week. That just depends on I have to record on Thursday for WrestleMania. So just depends on when jokes get in, when we start, and when we end. So it just depends on that for Thursday. But
we'll
no,
figure it
I'm should be around 9:30. I'm hoping with joke schedule that will be done. But no, I'm looking forward to watching more of that. So where do we leave
Right.
off at? Let me see.
I think we
We,
were on like
we finished 17, so we're on
okay.
18. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're
Almost
getting
there.
there. Yeah, we're getting there, and I'm looking forward to it. It's so far it's living up to the hype. Overall, as like a series or whatever, like a franchise, it's creative story. Like I said, visuals are mm,
It's no tropes. It's not a tropey story.
Nope,
no,
not at all.
no, it's pretty original, which is cool, and I like it. Characters are cool. Characters are interesting, whether they're a mage or one of the summons or whatever, who King Arthur and all these great theatrical, not theatrical, but historical figures that they're bringing in to fight on behalf of them. Like it's it's a lot of stuff happening. Some background story going on. It's you got to lock in when you're watching these things,
All
or
of
you
them are mages. That's how they summon. The summons is their mana consumption. So like the more mana they have, the stronger the summon can be.
Yeah.
And that's something that the next series will show you. El Malloy's case files.
hmm
This year it happens like a little bit after this series right here, and it's actually not a gauntlet fight. It's like a little 12 episode sub story,
okay,
and it shows you like this joint is completely actually a lot more about magic than you think, and they
Yeah,
dive
it
into
really
magic
is.
a whole lot in the later routes too.
They give
okay,
you a lot of good detail and background to how all the works, not just a hey, they summon these people because
yeah.
magic. It's like no, you get the actual detail of them training and
Oh, that's
learning
good.
and why their families and stories are the way they are. So
Oh, that's good to know.
Mhm.
Okay,
it's
Mhm.
fantastic.
good. That's good to
Yeah.
hear. But no, I'm
Okay.
enjoying it a lot so far.
I have. So if y'all remember, a couple weeks ago, I said I was confused as to how Science Saru is able to release Dandadan in theaters. I wanted to look
Yes.
up how much it cost to release movies in theaters, which I found um, a bunch of different answers, but I
Hmm.
found it can cost upwards of 25 million, especially if you have TV ads like a big movie
Hmm.
like like Demon Slayer or like any Mappa release or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I was wondering, and that made me wonder even more. Well, how does this studio have 25 million to drop on something like that?
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I thought before, like I said to y'all, maybe it's the producers. And so I did a bunch of research
Hmm.
and found out how it happens.
Hmm.
But first, I guess I'll give y'all Science Saru's backstory so y'all
Please
can
do.
know how um that I didn't know, but I've heard good things about this studio. I also realized I was looking at the wrong production. They have a lot more
Okay.
production list than I thought they did. Um, so I did some research, I have some cliff notes, and I'll explain a little bit of their backstory so y'all can understand. I sent you a screenshot too of Science Saru's picture of what this studio encompasses, which
Gotcha.
is pretty much a legendary studio, which I didn't know. But they're slowly becoming one of my more favorite studios after I see their work and what came into creating them.
Hmm.
Hmm. I'm ready to get learned.
So Yoon Young Choi, sorry, Korean name, and Masaki Yuasa, they are the CEOs of originally the CEOs of Science Saru.
Hmm.
They started out as key animators, both of them. Yuasa, before 2010, got approached by Madhouse to work on some pretty big titles. And he's one of the key figures that got Madhouse really big
Hmm.
and allowed them to become more mainstream back in that time. And y'all know how much I talk about Madhouse and how they're just renowned for
Yeah.
a large quantity of high quality productions.
Hmm.
Yes.
That's kind of what they're good for. Um, so shortly after his first project, him and Choi are working together at Madhouse, and they pretty much given creative freedom because they're so good at what they do. So they're able to make really good productions. And then fast forward, Madhouse gets picked up by a bigger broadcasting company, and they both leave.
Hmm.
They both work for a small company. Funny enough, they ended up working together again of European
Oh.
and Japanese animators.
Okay.
This is a guy and a woman, and they worked with a small company, and then they started using this small company started using Adobe After Effects to do what we now call digitally assisted animation.
Okay.
Okay.
And so from the start, that kind of shows their unique animation style, and
Hmm.
that they were already using an array of techniques of older and newer techniques from the start. Um,
Hmm.
So then earthquake happens, that company gets destroyed, very sad. And they move on, they leave again, and they start a crowd-funded series. Those two work together to create a crowd-funded movie called Kick Heart, and this one was pretty good,
Okay.
and it was received pretty well. And then
Hmm.
Choi, which is a woman, proposed that they start a studio. So that's when Science Saru gets started. That was
Okay.
around like 2013. After that, Science Saru's name was Science Saru because they wanted to have a mix of logic and creativity. So science, which is an American word,
Right.
obviously, and Saru means monkey. So it's
Hmm.
like kind of like
Science
logic
monkey.
and craziness put
Yeah.
together. So
Science
they
monkey.
said yes. So they said they wanted to have like their animators focus on instinct as well as logic. So sometimes you go by the book, sometimes you go by your mind. And that
Hmm.
shows in their creations because if you've seen any of their other creations, Devilman, Crybaby, or anything like that, they're really just out there type of creations. So with only five contractors, with only five animators at that time, their first subcontract was Adventure Time, where they did a full episode for Adventure Time. And this episode ended up being one of Adventure Time's craziest episodes and nominated for many awards. So
Awesome.
that helped them a lot.
Okay.
Heck yeah. As big as
Um,
Adventure Time is, yeah.
Don't like
After
Adventure
that,
Time.
they continued to work on stuff like Space Dandy, key episodes, and good animation, and
Hmm.
people recognized their talent and what they had worked on before. 2 years later, they make their first film, Night is Short, Walk On Girl, and Lou Over the Wall. Both of these were received really well and nominated for a whole bunch of awards.
Okay.
Um, and that kickstart, I'm assuming, got them some recognition, some
Right.
trust, and some funding. And that's when they made Devilman Crybaby in 2018. And that furthered their mainstream success as a
Hmm.
studio. And
Hmm.
that's when they first got like major mainstream success, as to where Yuasa was nominated and won Director of the Year for Crunchyroll, and
Oh.
then Devilman Crybaby in 2018 won Anime of the Year. So this is actually be their second anime, if I'm not mistaken, that's nominated for Anime of the Year with Dandadan. After that, Yuasa, who was the original CEO with Choi, decided to step down as CEO right after they released um Keep Your Hands Off Izokin, which came out in 2020. Y'all probably seen the cover art. This one was pretty popular. And basically, it's probably the biggest representation of themselves because it's a story about three high school girls who work really hard to create like an anime and produce it. And they're
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm.
really in love with animation, which is like everything that this studio represents.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's when he stepped down, and Abel Gongora, who was one of the original five animators, a European guy, stepped up to direct with Choi. So that's
Okay.
why you see after, if you notice before Devilman Crybaby, that one I just named, Keep Your Hands
Mhm.
Off it, Isaacon and stuff like that, they had very loose, like almost Mappa-ish style animation.
Yeah.
And now you see in Dandadan that's changed,
Yeah, it's
as
yeah,
well
It's
as other
definitely
stuff,
changed.
yeah.
because they're Yuasa stepped down as director. One of the other managements, at least that's partially why it's changed a lot. So in 2021, they were one of the only studios granted the permission to fully animate not one but two episodes of Star Wars Visions
Okay.
for Disney Plus.
Ah,
They did the T0B1
that's
episode, which, if you
huge.
remember, was the cartoony kid
Yeah.
um, that was real lighthearted and real funny. I'm assuming, can I be misogynistic for a moment, that this is Choi who did this one just because it's so cute and it feels like a woman's touch.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm just assuming, I don't know, and I hope I'm not wrong. But the second one he
If
did
it is,
was,
tell us
what
in the
was the one
comments
he did?
below.
Akakiri was the other one he did, which is the samurai style one.
Mhm.
And that's the one that I'm assuming that because Choi directed one and Abel Gongora directed the other one. So I'm assuming Abel did the other one just because it feels like edgy and dark, and it feels like that's something that a European dude would direct. And that's just
Fair.
something that's interesting. So I'm assuming they got a lot of money and recognition from that, and that probably helped for their deal with Scott Pilgrim, which was next. Which I still think y'all need to watch Scott Pilgrim because Scott Pilgrim was really good. Um, and that came out a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And that was received really well, got a bunch of independent award nominations, was nominated for Crunchyroll Awards and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Got picked up by Netflix. And then having good relationship with Netflix, or who knows, they moved on and they got Dandadan released. So that's how Science Saru is actually, first of all, a legendary studio, but
I'm gonna say
also
yeah.
how
They
they're
got
so well connected.
they got
But
some
then
skin
I
in the
did
game,
some,
yeah. And their work stands for and their work speaks to it, yeah.
Yes, it
yep,
does.
it
They've
really
put in
does.
the work.
Yeah.
So then I looked in more and I found out that they got picked up by Toho Animation a
Oh.
year ago. So Toho Animation, obviously, as you know, you see that before any major
Hmm.
anime drop. I
Mhm.
found
Yeah.
out is a production company. They're not just a studio. So the difference between a production company and a studio is this is how it works. A production company, which I said, I was like, it's probably producers, not the studio,
Hmm.
because it's crazy to just release movies at a commercial level and not have anything else commercial. Because even still, even with them being so legendary, working on Adventure Time and stuff like that, they still don't have like major titles like Payrod or Mappa or anyone like them.
Yeah.
So I'm
Hmm.
like, it still looked a little. But Toho Animation, basically, what happens is the title doesn't really belong to the studio; it belongs to a production company, and the production company hires a studio to work on it. And then when they hire that studio, they go then pitch this series to a committee, and a committee is an assembly of companies. Like they may have for example, a Yaosobi, right? Yaosobi's on a lot of titles from a certain production company like Aniplex
Hmm.
or Toei or something like that, because they might be signed to Sony, which has a contract with Aniplex or with Toei or something like that. So
Hmm.
they are part of that committee, and those committees all simultaneously split the funding, which is exclusive to anime, to making the production.
Got it.
So if you need licensing, you may have a licensing company on there. If you
Right.
need production or manufacturing, you may have a company, and they pitch it to basically a committee. And these committees are named, they actually have names. Usually you'll see like Attack on Titan Committee or Attack on Titan Project. Some of
Hmm.
them from this one company have like special names even that match the anime. Like the Nichijou one has like the something something brigade, and it's actually like the company's, but it's named after something in the anime
Right.
because
Cute.
we're Japan, let's be cute, right?
Right.
So that's why they're able to release this in theaters is not because Science Saru, it's because Toho Animation, which is their production company, which picked up this studio,
They bring it
is
to a committee.
pitching it to a bunch of
Yeah.
companies that are
Mhm.
funding it all together. So
Yeah.
when it costs, like I said, if you've got TV ads, like if Marvel is playing in your movie, that's a
Yeah.
big expense. We
Yeah.
just found out the Snow White movie, the flop movie or whatever,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
said that it was 150 million to make and 140 million to promote. So it
Mhm.
literally costs the same amount to promote it. Because you got to think if it's $1 million for all the costume costs, that goes for the whole movie.
Yeah.
But for two commercials on an NBA TV might be $1 million, right? So like
Mhm.
that goes promotion is expensive. So anyways, that's the research I did to find out that if when you look up the different staffs of the studio, you just look up the production company. And if they're under a big production company like Aniplex, like
Mhm.
Toho, like Toei, like I forget the other names that are there, but one like that,
They
then
got a committee behind them for putting up that
they're
putting
well,
up
they
that
all have a
money.
committee behind them, but that's how they're able to get to theaters because these companies have good relationships with big companies like Netflix and other stuff like that.
This
And
Mhm.
is
so
their
they're
plan
able
for
to,
funding and how they wanna pursue the projects that they're able to pursue.
yes. And that made a lot of sense because I was like, Science Saru is known. I've heard great things about them. I didn't hear much about them before Dandadan just because I didn't know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, this seems like a very commercialized series. How are they doing this? And it's
Yeah.
Toho Animation that's doing it.
The production company.
So
Yeah.
they're just the team that's putting the work together, but the IP and title belongs to Toho Animation.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you went and did that
That's
work.
a
You went
little
down that rabbit hole and figured
I
that
was
out.
gonna say you rabbit hole like I rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I always
Awesome.
be
I'm
rabbit hole with anime. It's just that was because I was interested because I was just like, it doesn't make sense. I'm like, you and now Science Saru is all of a sudden getting all types of projects like the Ghost in the Shell remake. They got another series they just announced the trailer for. They got Dandadan coming out in theaters. I'm like, this seems a little unprecedented.
done.
But after Visions, it was like Visions, Scott Pilgrim, Dandadan, boom, 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 boom. They
Mhm.
started going up, which
Yep.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's a little
Interesting.
informative information for us.
No, I like the whole committee thing. That's pretty
I
interesting.
like it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
I'll
good
send
way to keep
y'all.
those relationships.
Hmm.
Yep. I'll send y'all a video that one of the things I was researching about specifically about the committee is
Mhm.
that this dude broke down basically how each company, licensors, producers,
Hmm.
uh 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 production companies and all that works in a YouTube video. And it was very informative. So I'll show it to y'all. So that way it helps you
Okay.
understand who to blame when you're mad.
Yeah.
I
Who to
like to
point the
know who
Uh
to
finger at?
blame.
Yeah.
who to look for when something's coming. Because now it's like we're at the point to where they have enough information out there. It's like you can tell if something's gonna be banging or not. Like
Yeah.
you can just
Yeah.
tell. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know Soul Leveling would be perceived so well, but the staff they had on, I absolutely
Mhm.
knew they had Kano on it, and Kano's
Yeah,
done
that's
like
how when I was thinking when I was watching Moonrise today, and I was thinking about when we talked about it. You were looking through everybody that was a part of it. Oh, it has this person attached to it, this person attached to it. Like it's
like
going
it's
to be
no
a banger.
surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be
That's
good.
why I
I'm
hadn't
gonna
even
watch
watched
it.
episode one. I'm just like, I know it's gonna be good. I'll just wait for a day when I can binge it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So that's why I feel like that stuff is really helpful to know as a weeb. But I'll send y'all the video and then y'all can watch it at 2 times speed. That's what I did. It's only 10 minutes.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Hmm.
But that being said, Lo, I talked enough. Let me hear about what you read. Did you catch up to part one?
All right,
Yeah.
hold up. No, I
I
didn't catch up,
forgot about
but
that.
I am
Aw.
on chapter 80. Like the gun
So you
devil,
got 17 more chapters.
He
like
made it pretty
the
far.
gun devil is out here gun
He
deviling.
didn't even get 20 chapters. That's not that far.
Oh. I thought he
Like
was at like 50 last time.
He was at 62, wasn't he?
when I
Oh.
was in the I know I was in the hell arc
I
at
think
the
he was at
time,
like 62,
and
if I remember correctly.
now I'm probably halfway through the gun devil arc, and his introduction was fucking cold. I'm sorry.
That
Mhm.
panel of him
Uh,
just
I'm
standing there.
Dog, hey, look, you understand? I'm watching. I'm just like this. Click, take pictures. I was about to send y'all so many pictures. Like I was just taking pictures. Like, dog, this is like, just like seeing everybody getting shot up and then putting the names on the screen. Like with him just approaching. Like when they animate this, it's gonna be stupid. Like, and I'm sorry, he's one of the most terrifying devils, look wise.
Yeah.
Period. I've seen this shows before. And they all look insane and crazy, but yeah, him standing over the big forest or whatever like that. They like he's coming to get mocking him. Like, Oh, he's specifically singling her out right now. Okay, she's more of a badass than. Well, I know she was more of that because just how they talk about her. And I don't know. I'm not too sure of how I feel about Maki right now. She got her own agenda, which is she's doing her own thing. Like, and they just call her the control devil. So I'm like, okay, so you're a devil. Okay, didn't see that coming. Okay, I knew it was something up with you, but a devil and people don't like
Plot
devils.
twist.
Yeah, like you
What you
think
thought her eyes were normal?
no, absolutely not. But you know,
She got the Rinnegan.
yeah, but yeah, and then Aki trying to be like, no, I don't want to go on this mission no more. Like he saw in the future that Denji destroys the living hell out of him and power, and he ain't trying to deal. He can't handle it. Try to back out. He stayed in. Gun Devil pulls up, snatches him up, and sends him back to kill Denji. Like when he was knocking on the door, Power's like, nah, something's not wrong. Don't open that door, Denji. And it's him as the Gun Devil, and they like, I think I've just finished their fight because
Wait, so you saw who is the Gun Devil
well, Aki came back as the Gun Devil, and him and Denji got
as
into
a
it.
as like a fragment,
Yeah, and him and Denji got into it. Yeah, so
So you
bro.
saw.
Denji just destroyed him.
So you got the trauma.
Well, you got the start of it.
You got the start of the trauma.
How you
Yeah,
feel? You didn't fuck with Aki?
no, I mean, yeah, I did. Like I did
Oh,
fuck with
you
Aki.
just you just don't seem broken up about it.
Because I'm still, it literally just happened. I'm processing.
I was
I
gonna say
just,
you don't seem sad
bro,
at all.
I just finished seeing him get destroyed by Denji. So it's one of these where like he said Denji was going to kill him in power. So I'm like, he hasn't done that to power yet, but he's now in this little dream state or whatever. I guess with Maki or something right now.
Well,
Just
surely you can't go perfectly as he said.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I just had that finish.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at right now. Like, damn, he actually did it. He destroyed Aki, but I get it. He was, like I said, a fragment of the Gun Devil. So, of course, Deji had to, like, do something to defend himself pretty much. And Aki wasn't playing. Aki was there with the Gun Devil for blood and, like, getting civilians involved and everything. So, Deji had to do what he had to do. So, that's where I left off at. And now
You said
I'm,
you're on chapter 80.
I'm on chapter 80, page
Oh, that's the start of
7.
the
Page 7.
Control Devil arc.
Yeah, which
So you
apparently
just
is
passed
Maki.
you just passed the Gun Devil arc.
Yeah.
Yo, but nah, the International Assassination arc when they went to hell and the Darkness Devil
Yeah.
scared the
No.
piss out of Power.
Oh, yeah, she woke up having straight trauma when she woke
She
up
was
finally.
literally like needing to take a bath with Denji because she
Yeah.
couldn't be alone in the
Oh, I
room.
was sitting there taking pictures of the stuff like, yo, what is happening here? Like, Power is done.
And then just seeing him rail through all of the other devils, like the violence devil. You get
Oh,
to
yeah,
see
destroying
him
him.
do his thing. I was like,
And we
no,
saw
he's
what the
such a
first Devil
good
Hunter.
You saw
boy.
them arms going different places,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
bro.
the
Those
first ever
panels
Devil
were
Hunter was
crazy.
a badass. Right, yeah, that hell
Yep.
arc was crazy. And the way he was saying took out the little what devil was that with all the mannequins? The puppet devil or something?
Oh,
That Denji beat by putting himself on fire.
yeah.
I can't remember what the devil's
I
name
can't
is.
remember the devil's name.
Yeah, but I thought that was kind of badass by Denji. Like he put his own self on fire to beat this chick.
That's Denji.
Yeah, be getting whooped, but he's making some comeback plays in these last two arcs. So proud
Denji
of
don't
Denji.
Yep.
think rationally.
You got 17. You got 17 more chapters in this arc. In
Yeah,
this
I should
main,
definitely be finished
I
with
mean,
those
not
this
this
weekend.
arc. This part one.
I should be finished with that for sure.
Oh,
Which
so
I got to-
wait, so no, see, this part was important. You don't remember Aki? This shit was sad as hell.
Yeah.
Aki was playing snowball
yeah,
and
with like a little Denji or whatever. Like
with his past
yeah,
because his memories are gone because he's freaking
And he thinks he's in the past playing with everyone.
and he's just shooting.
He's
Yeah.
just murdering everyone.
And that's his last memory. Yep. Yeah.
yeah, Gun
That
Devil
shit
ain't no
was
joke.
sad as
I
hell.
was
My
crying.
boy Aki, bro.
I miss him.
Yeah, that panel where he was throwing the yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and then then Denji tore him apart.
Yep.
And the future devil was like he said, I told you die in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
And that's your subordinate
Stand over there
killing.
looking at him. Yeah.
Bro, that shit was sad, bro.
Mhm.
No, this shit is wild.
When as soon as he showed up as the gun devil at the door, I was like, bro,
Yep.
no.
My
because I
boy's
knew
I know.
gone.
I was like,
once he
this
was
how
the
the
Gundam, I
premonition
was like, there's
happens.
no turning back. I was like, there's
No,
no, they haven't figured out how to turn the devil back. So I was like, there's no turning back. So I was like, he's cooked. Soon as I was like, no, I had to take a break, bro. I was like, oh, not Aki, they got him.
they
But
got
this
Yeah.
part right now that you're reading is so intense.
Well, yeah, what's the control devil Maki? So okay,
Yeah, have fun with
the
that.
the gun devil came strictly to kill you just then. Somebody
Yes.
showed back up to kill you. So if you're
But
a
you got
big
to think, devils have always have ulterior motives, and she wants Denji to kill Chainsaw. I mean, to kill the gun devil because she can't kill it, and she's not strong enough. So you know what I'm saying? What's she trying to do after that? She's
yeah,
the control
that's what makes
devil.
it so crazy. Like the gun devil's supposed to be like the big bad. He's finally showed up, but they're making it very clear that he showed up to come get Maki. So like, you're a bigger threat than you let on to be so far. When the gun devil shows up, just specifically to come and kill you. So
Well, not necessarily. It just could mean that
She's the
she's the
target.
target. Yeah. Because you probably learned now that all the demons, regardless of who they, even the gun devil, they're all scared of Chainsaw Man. So
yeah,
if
they are.
anything, he's the biggest threat
And I thought it was
because
crazy. The
they all
president was
don't
even
want.
like, "Yeah, we gotta get Maki out of here."
So have you seen full form Chainsaw Man yet?
No, he still looks
Okay.
like regular Denji. Yeah, so
Okay.
he killed Aki as his regular, you know, Chainsaw Man Denji self. So I haven't seen anything crazy about him. The last time I saw anything
Because you
crazy
know
about him
Chainsaw
was
Man's a devil, so while you still see part of Denji's body, that's just partial Chainsaw Man.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, he'll get there. I'm pretty sure by the end of probably these next 17 or whatever chapters. Like by the time we get to the end of part one, we'll probably see him evolve or do something crazy or whatever. Like we're about to fight Maki apparently, so do something, bro. Like
Yup.
you're gonna need
Oh
to.
yeah, yeah, you about to be traumatized. That that uh that
Arc.
Aki definitely
Mm.
took it out of me. You probably about to be traumatized the next chapter.
Oh, that's
Have
great.
fun.
That's good to know.
Good
As I'm
luck.
as I'm trying to
Don't
watch
text me
wrestling.
crying because I
No,
warned you.
that's not happening.
Got to do it all in one go.
All in one
I'll
go.
just be trying
Okay.
to
All
hold
in
it
one
in and
go.
be cool.
If you want to feel emotions, all in one go.
All in one
Yep.
go. All right. I got to figure out when I can pull that off. Maybe Friday after or during SmackDown. I can watch it. I think I can
Yep.
do that. But
Well, that's all I got.
yeah, ditto, same here.
Same.
Yep. So now it's time for me to put this together, edit it, go watch Monday Night Raw because it is WrestleMania week. So all this week I will be trying to keep up with anime, but if I can't, y'all know why next week, and I apologize early. So it's WrestleMania weekend, so me and the wrestling guys, we're going out Friday. I mean, not Friday, Saturday for day one. One of our guys is hosting something at a bar or something someplace. We're going out there to watch the night one. Then night two, everybody probably just hop in Discord and we watch everything together. So if y'all want to see me make an idiot of myself, being heavily intoxicated and watching wrestling, please join in on our Discord. We'll be in the ringside most likely all weekend for WrestleMania. So that'll be a fun
That
time.
sounds fun.
Oh, it is. Oh, it is. Yes, we are. It's WrestleMania, so I'm off Monday because I know I'm gonna need to hydrate and get a lot of sleep. So because it's gonna be one of those type of weekends. But with that said, Noah, go ahead and take us out of here so we can do what we got to do.
All right. Let's get out of here. And we're going to see y'all next week. Check us out on Patreon. And you know where to find us.
Until
Loaded
later,
snacks.
Bye bye.
catch y'all later.
Ow. Loaded snacks.
Loading snacks.